The Russo brothers are at it again, and this time it's weirder, darker, and way more calculated than anyone expected. A new Avengers Doomsday teaser just dropped, but it's not from Marvel Studios, it's from the Russo's own production company. And what's in it? Costumes for Sue Storm, Franklin Richards, and Doctor Doom, all lined up side by side. Now on the surface that might seem like a simple behind the scenes tease, but trust me, this is not just another fun TikTok, this is a message, and the more you look at it, the clearer it becomes. The Russos are telling us exactly what kind of story they're building and what they're not doing. The moment this hit the internet, theories exploded. Fans started connecting the dots, digging into Secret Wars and Time Runs Out, and comparing every frame to concept art leaks from earlier this year. And honestly, they're not wrong to do it, because if you've been paying attention, this isn't the Russos' first cryptic tease. Their last one, just them sitting in chairs on a set, staring at the camera. No context, no explanation, just silence. That's their style, misdirection, teasing chaos while the real story hides in plain sight. So what's really going on here? Their new video, I think, confirms something major, something Marvel's been setting up quietly since Endgame. We're looking at early visual cues for live-action versions of key plotlines from Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars and Time Runs Out. And yes, that includes God Emperor Doom and Battleworld. But before we dive into the leaks and the deeper meaning, let's rewind a bit. So, a few days ago, the Russo brothers dropped this Avengers Doomsday video on the TikTok account for Agbo Films, their production company. Now, Agbo isn't just any studio. This is the company they built after leaving Marvel. They used it to make non-Marvel projects. The Grey Man with Chris Evans, Extraction with Chris Hemsworth, but all still connected to the MCU family. And here's where it gets really interesting. While they were developing a totally separate movie with Robert Downey Jr., Kevin Feige called. He wanted Robert Downey Jr. back, but not as Iron Man, but as Doctor Doom. Robert said, yes, but on one condition. If I come back, the Russos come back. And just like that, history repeated itself. So when you see Iron Man's helmet and Doctor Doom's mask framed together in that TikTok video, it's not random, it's deliberate. A wink to the fans that says, yes, he's back, but not as Tony Stark. Here's what I think is really happening. The Russos are not bringing back Iron Man as a character, they're using that familiar face to hit us with emotional whiplash. Imagine it, the Avengers sees what looks like their fallen friend, only for him to turn around and try to kill them. Then the realization hits, he's not Tony Stark, he's Victor Von Doom from another universe, a man who just happens to look exactly like their dead teammate. That's a gut punch reveal worthy of the Russos. Now here's where things get even deeper. The first official Avengers Doomsday trailer, whenever it drops, is said to be very Doom heavy. But I'm hoping they don't show his full face right away. Keep that mask on. Keep the mystery alive. Even though we already know it's Robert Downey Jr., the impact will hit harder if they save the mask reveal for the movie itself. And here's a cool connection. The Doom we saw teased in the Fantastic Four post-credits scene, that 1960s inspired armor design wasn't random. He's from Earth 828, the same universe as that Fantastic Four movie. Remember how Franklin Richards was touching Doom's face in that scene? That wasn't just emotional symbolism, he was healing him. That explains how Doom walks around later in Doomsday looking more human, not a shredded, metallic horror like the comic version. Think Phantom of the Opera, a scarred genius hiding pain beneath the mask. Even the mask in this new TikTok isn't movie accurate, it's just a toy replica, something fans can buy, which makes sense because the Russos aren't careless. Their offices are open to the public, a lobby with movie props and memorabilia. There's no way they'd leave the real Doomsday armor out in plain sight, but the placement, Doom's mask beside Sue Storm and Franklin Richards' suits, is intentional storytelling. It mirrors leaked Secret Wars concept art where Doom, Sue, and Franklin are standing together, symbolizing protection, control, and power. It's a visual echo of the comics, but not a full adaptation. Because here's the thing, I don't think the Russos are touching the Doom in love with Sue Storm storyline. That part of Secret Wars where Doom rewrites reality so Sue believes she's always loved him and Franklin calls him father? Too weird, too messy. Instead, I think they're taking the emotional core of that story, Doom's obsession with control, his warped sense of family, and channeling it through Franklin Richards. In Avengers Doomsday, Doom takes Franklin not out of love but out of fear. He wants to stop anyone from abusing Franklin's cosmic power to cause more incursions. And instead of the Beyonders, the Russos are substituting Franklin's energy and the TVA's void technology to explain how everyone ends up on Battleworld. That's where Loki comes back in, straight from the end of Loki Season 2. It all connects. The TVA, Void, Battleworld, and the multiverse's final collapse. Now, if you've been wondering how this all fits behind the scenes, remember this. When Feige brought the Russos back for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, he also reunited them with the Infinity War and Endgame writer. Together, they threw out early drafts and started from scratch, rewriting everything. Even during filming, scenes were being reshaped, and now as we speak, reshoots are happening for Doomsday before production on Secret Wars begins. That constant evolution, that's a Russo hallmark. They work best under pressure, especially with Downey Jr., who famously ignores the script once the cameras roll. He improvises, he feels his way through the role. That's what made part of Tony Stark believable, and now it's going to make Doctor Doom terrifyingly real. Speaking of real, let's talk about that armor. In the early Iron Man days, Robert Downey Jr. wore full suits. By Infinity War, he was just covered in dots. Most of what you saw was CGI magic. So expect a mix here too. Practical armor for grounded shots, digital overlay for the cosmic ones. It's efficient, cinematic, and very Russo. Budget-wise, it makes sense. CGI suits cost millions, literal millions, just for a few scenes. A hybrid approach keeps the realism while keeping the accountants sane. And don't be surprised if the marketing campaign keeps getting weirder. The Russos love building hype through confusion, posting teasers that don't actually tease anything. It's genius really. By showing nothing, they make us desperate for everything, and maybe, just maybe, that's their point. Because the real story isn't about leaks or props, it's about what these teasers say about the MCU's future. My favorite theory right now, Franklin Richards believes he's helping Doctor Doom save the multiverse. He doesn't realize he's part of the problem, or that Doctor Doom's solution involves rewriting reality itself. That's why he follows him after the post-credit scene. That's why Doctor Doom can lift Thor's hammer. Not because he's pure, but because in his mind, he's right. And that's the tragedy of Avengers Doomsday. The villain thinks he's the savior. So what does all of this mean? The Russos aren't just teasing a villain, they're building a myth. A fallen hero reborn as a god. Robert Downey Jr. returning as Doctor Doom isn't just a twist. It's the emotional climax of the entire multiverse saga. A man who once saved the universe now threatens to remake it. All while wearing the face of the hero everyone trusted the most. That's not just storytelling, that's cinematic poetry. And that's exactly why this weird little TikTok matters, because it's not just a random clip of costumes, it's a quiet declaration the game has changed. The Russos are back, Robert Downey Jr. is back, and Marvel's setting the stage for its most ambitious, emotionally charged story yet. That's all for today, but I've got a feeling the next teaser is going to break the internet all over again. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss all my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.